Mac, the instructor here at Fort Hays Career Center for the automotive program. I would like to go over a few things for incoming juniors. Many times they have a lot of questions, students and parents, so hopefully I can answer a few of them here. How can I reach? I'm sorry. How can I reach you? Here's my school phone number. This is my school email address, and this is my cell phone number. If you prefer to text, that is fine. Sometimes when you call me, I may not get to it right then, but I will get back to you. Some questions that are frequently asked. Hopefully, this will answer them. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to text me or email me, and hopefully I can get you the answer that you are looking for. First thing, uniforms. Uniforms are mandatory. We use uniforms on Broad Street. The cost of the work shirt is $40. We would like you to wear a black work pant. You can get that from there for an additional cost, or you can go to like a Walmart or Target or someplace like that, maybe find it a little cheaper. The thing with the uniforms is, one, it is a safety priority, and two, we want the students to look professional. Failure to comply with the uniform will result in a 0 shop grade for the day, and plus the student will not be allowed to work in the shop. Additional items that you will need a pair of work shoes or boots. They do not have to be steel toe, but they have to be non-slip and oil resistant. You can watch for sales. One thing I want to point out is that when you're working in a shop, you may be on your feet 8 to 10 hours a day, so you want something that is comfortable. So always, the cheapest isn't the best there, but I will leave that up for you to decide. Again, we want to look professional. We don't want to sag. So think about that. Also, it gets colder in the wintertime in the shop with the door going up and down, bringing cars in and out. So you may want to have a sweatshirt or a long sleeve shirt under your work uniform. Glasses. We will provide your first pair free. If you lose them, each additional pair will be $5. Safety glasses must be worn at all times, no exceptions to be in the shop. Who cleans my uniform? It is the student's responsibility to have their uniform clean. However, if a student does take their uniform home to clean it and they forget it, they will have a grade deduction and they will not be able to go into the shop for the day. So make sure if you take it home that you wash it, bring it back. You may purchase additional uniforms. That is up to you. But again, that's additional cost. Class schedule. Juniors coming in. Class starts at 7:25 and it goes to 10:15. We stop in the shop about 9:30. We do a quick cleanup, change. 9:45 to 10:15. You can choose to have lunch at Fort Hays. I'm not sure how that's going to work with COVID-19 for this coming year, but we will address that when it comes up. If you're a driver, when the bell rings at 9:45, you will be free to leave. Your senior year starts at 11:55 and goes to 2:35. Credits. Completion of the program, you will receive 3 credits. If a student participates in an internship, those hours may be used towards your 120 internship hours required by Columbus City Schools. One thing I want to point out is that this being a 3-credit class, if you at Fort Hays, that's like missing 3 days because we're there for 3 credit hours. So keep that in mind. Hays. CCS students are provided a bus transportation to and from Fort Hays. If you are out of homeschool, to see what arrangements they have made. Or again, if also you drive, you can drive to Fort Hays. I'll get to that here. So if you do have a car and you want to drive, you may drive. You will need a parking permit. Students must park in the assigned area. No reckless driving will be tolerated. You will lose your privileges. And I want to strongly recommend lock your doors and keep your valuables left at home. Driver's license. A driver's license is an essential tool for an automotive technician. When you complete an automotive repair, you're required to test drive the car. So you will need that. When should you have this driver's license? I would hope many of you would work diligently to get that so you can go out on an internship. Do I have classwork and homework? Classwork is given daily to reinforce the lessons that we're working on. Plus, we want to get you certifications and industry credentials. We don't just go into the shop and mess around with cars. We got to get you the book knowledge and these certifications to make you more valuable and be able to work on these very technical vehicles that are out there today. If you do not do your classwork, you will not pass the class. If you don't do homework, you will not be allowed in the shop. I don't give homework a whole lot, but every now and then there's some things that we have to cover that requires a little bit of extra work. We do not accept late work unless you have an excuse. What types of work do? We do videos, we do some reading, we do term definitions, we do some workbook pages, we do some chapter review questions, and we have an online automotive program that we use also. Will I need to study? The field of automotive technology is huge. Do you want to be good? Of course you do. Do you want to be certified? Of course you do. Think about sports. Do athletes only work out once a week or a couple hours a day or practice 1 or 2 times? No, they do it as often as they can. So if you want to be good, you got to work at it. Do I have to take quizzes and tests? We do many types of evaluations. We do hands-on, we do the oral, we do a pen and paper, we do computer testing. Again, go test out there, say, gotcha. I want to make sure you're learning. So it's just kind of a check tool for me to see where we're at. Grading scale, Fort Hays Career Center uses the CCS grading policy. So just like at your home school. I know on here I have interim reports. Last year, they canceled those. So we'll have to see for this coming year. Report card sent home each grading period. A student must pass the first year to be eligible to come back for the second year. And I'll just touch on this one other thing, talking about, do you want to be good? Do you want to pass? If you pass and you're down here, you know, your parents watching this, does your parent want a D student or a D technician working on their car? They want the student up here, the technician up here. So that's something to keep in mind. That's just what I talked about here. You want something that barely passes working on your car? No, you want the best. So we want to strive being the best. Are we here to learn? Yes, but we will make mistakes. The goal is to be the best, not average. So I know things are going to happen. Things are going to get broke. That's what we're here for. Attendance policy, very important. Part of your daily grade is also from your attendance. Being tardy also affects your grade. Future employers always ask about attendance. It's one of the first things. If you're here on time, that is 2 points. If you're tardy, it is 1 point. If you're absent, it is 0. If you are absent, you are expected to call off. Send me a text. Let me know who you are. Give me a call. Parents will need to send an excuse note. The excuse note will have to be just for Fort Hays, and then if you need one for your high school, that'll be a separate one. You would think the schools talk to each other, but that's not the way it works, unfortunately. So if you're absent, Fort Hays will need a note, and then you will need a note for your home school. Additional things that you will need. You'll need a lock. We have lockers, paper, pencil. You may want to purchase some hand lotion and bring it, because in the winter, washing your hands frequently, they may dry out. You don't want them to get cracked. I recommend a large 3-ring binder to keep all your notes and everything in it. A book cover. That's optional. Some students want to take a book home. Do work out of them in the class. If you want to take a book home, you will need to do a book cover. Some types of mechanics gloves or nitrile gloves, whichever you prefer, to protect your hands from getting cut, scrape, all that, chemical exposure. Leave that up to you. Will you have a locker? Yes, we provide lockers. Students will need to purchase their own lock. Lockers are the property of CCS and are subject to searches. It's not like I'm going to go search your locker, but if principal comes down or something like that and there's an issue, you have the right to do that. Can you work on your own car? We work on a real extremely tight schedule. Most work is performed on our own CCS vehicles. On occasion, the student is allowed to bring on their car if it is something related to what we're working on, or if you're in an emergency situation, we do allow. But for the most part, we just don't pull our own cars in and work on them every day. It's just case by case basis. This is one of the biggest disruptions that it's in all schools. It's in our world today. Can cause, injury in the automotive world. You got your headphones on, walking across the shop, and you don't hear somebody driving in. You could get ran over. So I came up with a little program. If you turn in your phone each day, you will get 1 bonus point per day. So if you think about in a 9-week period, 40 to 45 days, you turn in your phone every day, that's 45 bonus points. So you could technically bomb a test, which I don't hope you don't do, but you get 45 extra points. So I'd like to bring that up to an A. Costs and tools. Let me go back there. Uniforms and work shoes are due the first week of school. I know with COVID-19, it's hard to get into some business places. Things are starting to open up right now as I'm making this on April 29th. So hopefully things will get going by the time the fall rolls around. Dues for the first year are $75. Dues for the second year are $75. Second year students will need to get some of their own tools, start acquiring tools so they can go out into the workforce. First year students, we have a little roll around cart full of tools for you to use. Parents, how can you check on your students' performance? I'd love for you to be involved. Please feel free to call, text, email, come in and observe. We schedule 2 parent conferences also during the school year. But I'm open anytime you need me. Please reach out. Also, daily, I update Infinite Campus daily. So always you can check on there to see what assignments have been completed and turned in. Again, back to safety. It's all about safety. Stress it at all times. You will receive instructions in shop safety, tool safety, lift safety, all that. Must have the safety glasses on, must have the uniform and work shoes on at all times in the library. I know I'm harping on that, but that is a big thing. Is there any questions? Please feel free to email me, call me, text me, and we can have probably a better conversation than doing this over a video format. Thank you.